What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome back to another Thursday night. Tonight is Thursday, November 2nd, 2023. Welcome to November, everybody. I am your host, Tech Coach Ralph. And let's put this up so you can remember who I is. Let's see, where is it? Boom, Tech Coach Ralph is in the building. All right. So tonight is software expirations, and we are going to get back, and I say back, into Cypress. So what are we going to do tonight? So we are going to try to implement the page object model in Cypress and do some crazy randomness type stuff. But we'll get into that as we get closer into the agenda. But first and foremost, let me acknowledge the early chatters. So how are you doing, B? Peace. Welcome to the show. And my man D, what's good? What's good with you? Welcome to the show. We are in for a treat tonight. We are going to have some fun. And you know what? I am going to bring LinkedIn to it as well. But we're going to have I'm going to bring them in as we start our implementation phase, because I try to keep certain stuff off LinkedIn, you know what I mean? But we'll take care of that. So let's get into our agenda. Let's not waste any time, because I got a meeting at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I've got to get out of here a little bit earlier than normal, but it is what it is. All right, folks. So let's get into our agenda, why don't we? So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all of the newest subscribers to the channel. I truly
appreciate you.
I do appreciate you. And I've been getting a lot of comments on the videos, and I appreciate it. Getting people in the chat, and it is amazing. It's great to be able to interact with you. I've met so many people that I've been able to connect with on YouTube, and it's great. So I am excited that you guys are subscribing to the channel and interacting with me, and I get to interact with you, and I get to help you on your journey. Wherever that journey may take you, I'm glad to be a part of it, all right? So shout out to all of the newest subscribers, and to the old subscribers, the ones who have been with me since day one. Shout out to you. I hope and I pray that I continue to add great value, not the Walmart type of great value, but great value into your life, all right? So I also want to say salute to the tech barbarians, my group of people that are learning in whatever their respective career desires are, right? Some are doing data engineering, some are doing QA, some are doing video editing, some are doing web design, UX, UI, whatever the case may be. I am happy to be working with you, and I recognize the work that you're doing, and just keep on pushing. All right. So, welcome, Damien. I did get your email and I am going to respond to it. All right. So, I just need some time, but I will respond to it. All right. Shout out to you, Damien. Happy to have you here. All right. So, now, if you are here and you have not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? I know you enjoy the information, and I know you have a great time when we hang out together. So why don't you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live, right? I want you to do, let me show you exactly what I want you to do, right? I want you to do, give me a second. I'm going to show you what I want you to do, right? I want you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that I go live or I release a new video, and you can continue to level up your technical skills and you can have fun doing it, because if it's not fun, then you're going to eventually give up on it, right? So I make technology fun for me, and hopefully I can make it fun for you. And that's why we have all of these. That's why I do it the way that I do, right? And I hope you enjoy it. And if you don't, let me know, right? If you have some feedback, that's a part of the software development lifecycle, right? Getting feedback and making adjustments, that's how it is, all right? So you let me know and we'll make it happen, all right? So shout out to you. So like we just said, if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like the video, and share the video with someone who will find it useful. And even if you think they won't find it useful, share it anyways, because you never know. That might be the spark that they need to make that difference in their life, right? It's time to evolve. It's time to grow, all right? So let's do it. All right. And if you haven't done so yet, right, check out the Patreon. It's actually, because of some changes to Patreon, you can sign up for free, right? You might not get access to any content yet, but sign up, because eventually, when I have some time, I will post some content for the free Patreon members, but the priority always goes to the tiered Patreon members, So sign up for the Patreon and you will get something sooner or later, right? And it's a great way to keep in touch and to connect and go from there. All right. So now, before we get into our live show schedule, that welcome is specifically for Don, the one, the only Don. And Don says, is this the world famous tech coach, Ralph? Oh, you're talking about me. Oh, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. Welcome, Don, to the show. Happy to have you here. And I always know when Don's day isn't crazy, because he's here early when his day isn't hectic. So I'm happy to have you here, Don. I'm happy that you had a not so crazy day. I know it's crazy, but not as crazy as it's been the past few weeks. So shout out to you, Don. All right. So now let's get to our live show schedule. So our live shows go like this, right? On Sunday afternoons at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have software explorations. We are currently going through Terraform, and you saw if you caught the show on Sunday, you saw the work that we did through Terraform. If you didn't, go back and watch it, because I'm telling you, everything is being molded into one, right? And there used to be, back in the days, there would be a whole department that would be releasing, and some companies might still be that way, right? But a lot of times, like me in my role, I do releases to production and everything like that. And I have the capability of working with Terraform and AWS and stuff like that. So I just continue to learn it bit by bit so that I can continue to add more value. So that's why we explore all these different softwares to get enough knowledge so that if we did have to go deeper into it, we're not like a deer in headlights, So software explorations on Sundays, we're currently going through Terraform. Tuesday nights, we have our Q&A sessions where you do have the opportunity and the ability to call in and speak to me one-on-one, right? And then we also answer your questions in the chat. We answer your questions. I answer questions that I source around the web. And I might even make a way to get more questions as well. So I'm going to work on that. I got to think about that. But Tuesday nights is allocated to Q&As, whether it's your questions that I find, whether you want to call in, whatever the case may be, right? So Tuesday nights, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right? So check out the Q&A sessions. You can go back and watch the previous ones. We have tons and tons of fun on that show, right? And Thursday nights, which is tonight, right? At 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have more software explorations. We were, so last week we did Cypress. This week we're going to continue with Cypress. And we are going to try to do some a little bit more advanced, complicated type stuff, right? But the goal is to fail forward, keep learning, keep pushing, all right? So that is our live show schedule. One more time, Sunday afternoon, software explorations, currently going through Terraform. Tuesday nights, Q&A sessions, right? So come and ask me your questions. You can talk to me live and we can go from there. And Thursday nights, more software explorations. Right now we are working on Cypress, all right? Next up, our pre-recorded content. Mondays, we have candid conversations. This past Monday, it was about nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you nothing. All right. So that was a good one. Check it out. It's meant to help you change your mindset and your outlook so that you can go out there and be successful. You can go out there and win. All right. So Mondays, and this coming Monday, I think I'm going to be talking about the most valuable, precious resource that you will ever have in the world. And, hopefully you see it the way that I see it. If not, you will eventually. All right. So Mondays, candid conversations. Wednesdays, software explorations, concept and overviews. We released part 2 of our diving into Docker the mini series yesterday. And next week, Wednesday, is going to be part 3, which is going to be the final part of Docker. All right. And then we have Fridays, the bug bite, where we review different bugs or security breaches that, different companies have had. This past week, I believe it was T-Mobile last Friday. And this coming Friday, we're going to talk about 23andMe, the DNA genetics testing company, a somewhat security breach that happened on their end. Not totally their fault, but even if it's not your fault as a company, you should take measures to prevent these things from happening. So check that out tomorrow at noon. All right. So all of our pre-recorded content comes out at noon. So check that out. All right. The bug bite tomorrow, we're going to be doing 23andMe security breach, and it's already scheduled. So if you see it scheduled and it shows up on your feed, go ahead and click the video, click the thumbnail, hit the notification bell so you can know when it gets released, so you can follow along. You can tune into the premiere and we can have some fun together. All right. And then throughout the week, Monday through Friday, I am releasing clips from our Q&A show, our Tuesday night Q&A show. I clipped that up to make it into small, digestible, bite-sized question and answers. So in case you don't, sometimes you just can't sit for 2 hours while we answer these questions, and maybe you're studying, which I would rather you be studying, right? Take some free time, tune into the show for a little bit. But if you're studying, then go ahead and study. Do what you got to do, because at the end of the day, my goal is to see you win, to see you level up. All right. So check that out. I release those at 3 p.m. and I haven't done shorts in forever. I don't like shorts, but I might. Let me know what you think. Should I do some more shorts? I don't know. I'm not crazy about shorts. They really annoy me, but we'll see. So you guys let me know what you guys think about the shorts. All right. So now, where are we going next? So I'm gonna mention it one more time, right? If you're interested in cybersecurity, I moderated / hosted a welcome to cybersecurity panel about now. It's almost 2 weeks ago, right? It is available on my channel. I would suggest you go and take a look at it and get some information because I had three cybersecurity experts on the panel who were talking about their journey and the different types of things in cybersecurity. There was Socks. He created a really awesome roadmap and diagram on the different paths that you can take in cybersecurity. So I would highly suggest you go and watch that. And if you have any questions about it, leave me a comment on the video, and I will make sure that we get that answered for you as well. All right. So check out that cybersecurity panel. It was amazing. I highly, highly recommend that you give that a watch and you learn from these industry experts. All right. So shout out to the cybersecurity panel. And one more time, if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live. Like the video, share the video with someone who you think will find it interesting and someone who you think won't find it interesting. It doesn't matter. Share with everybody, right? Because give them the opportunity to level up. And if they choose not to, then guess what? Leave them in the dust and you keep winning, all right? All right. So there are a couple of things I want to talk about before we get into our implementation, right? So the first thing that I want to talk about, right? So today it was my Scrum day at work, and our amazing Scrum Master changed things up a little bit in our retro, right? And we're going to be talking about the 12 principles behind the Agile Manifesto. And I was like, you know what? This is great information that I would love to share with you guys. All right. So I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with the Agile principles, what Agile is, the Scrum process, and everything like that, right? But I'm going to say this. If you are interested in getting into the software, into the tech industry, right? Whether you're doing software testing, software engineering, web development, cybersecurity, cloud engineering, whatever the case may be, right? I am 99.9% sure that you are going to be using the agile methodology, right? And if you do not know how to work within a team and the goal of what you're working on, if you are able to even get past getting your resume looked at and getting hired, you're not going to last long if you don't know how to work within the system. So I don't believe in learning on the job. I believe in that you have to do pre-work. And I remember when I was ready to change companies, and I found out that one of the companies that I was applying for, they were deep into Agile and Scrum and stuff like that. I went out there and I took a testing and Agile course on Udemy, which I am going to get my affiliate link very soon. I promise that, right? Because I keep talking about them. But I took a testing and Agile course in Udemy, and that prepared me so well to join that company and work within the framework that from early on, I was able to integrate very well into the system. And that's because I did the pre-work. And I always tell you guys, do the pre-work so that once you go into wherever you're going, you just hit the ground running and you can add value immediately. All right. So let's get to the principles of Agile, and then I'm going to check the chat. All right. So the first principle behind the Agile Manifesto, right? And this relates to a question that I asked maybe about a month maybe a month, almost 2 months ago, right? I asked, what is the number one priority, right? And when I asked this question, I didn't even know about the whole principles behind the Agile Manifesto. I was just talking from a practical, experience based place where I'm like, okay, what is the priority? Or like, what is it came to a question like, what happens when you disagree with the developer, when the QA disagrees with the developer or the product manager, if it's a bug or some stuff, something like that, right? And I said, okay, and I asked the chat, like, what is the main, what's the number one goal of whatever it is that you're working on, right? And we had some answers about, oh, the requirements are met. Oh, I don't even remember exactly, right? We actually I just clipped that question not like maybe a week or two ago, right? But let me read the principle, and then I'll tell you the answer that I gave, and you'll see how without even knowing the principle, like you can like with experience, you'll still land on this, right? The principle reads, our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through the early and continuous delivery of valuable software, right? So, one more time. Our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through the early and continuous delivery of valuable software. So, that night, what I answered was, after they gave their answers, I said, the number one goal of the software development team is customer satisfaction, right? As long as the customer is satisfied, I don't care if the developer thinks it's a bug or not. Okay, I say you don't think it's a bug. All right, cool. Let's leave it in the backlog for a little bit. We'll monitor it, and if it's not worth it, then we'll get rid of it, right? If it doesn't creep up, if that's how they want it to work, cool, we'll get rid of it. No big deal, right? Because working as a team, working as a unit, the number one priority is customer satisfaction. And how do we get that customer satisfaction? You don't keep the customer waiting an eternity to get their software, and you're always delivering it on a regular basis, always providing value to each release that you do. You release often, you release fast, you release with value. All right? So I wanted to share that first principle. And then next week we'll go into the second principle, right? But it is imperative that you guys, we got to get out of our egos, right? About, oh, they made me feel this way. Oh, I reported this bug. It's a bug in my eyes, but it's not a bug in their eyes. Who cares? Is the customer happy? Yes. All right, cool. Then we don't have to, like, if you're getting paid per bug that you find, then they're not doing it the right way. All right. So, one more time, our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through the early and continuous delivery of valuable software. All right. So, shout out to the Agile Manifesto and the first principle. All right. And I have a poll question, right? The poll question, which I'm going to put in the chat, is what do you think is the most important ceremony in the Agile Scrum methodology? All right. And I'm going to put the options in the poll. So give me a second and I'll let it run throughout the show. And then I'm going to read the chat. All I know, taking a quick glance at the chat, I saw Don with his acronyms and I'm like, okay, this is going to be bad, but it is done. So we will have to work with that. All right. So start a poll. Do that. Do that. And we're going to go with, so the options are, the first option is the sprint review. The second option is refinement and grooming. And if you don't know what these things are, I would you need to know what these things are before you can even get a job, right? I mean, you might be able to get something, and they might be willing to teach you on the job for like pennies on the dollar. But if you want to make if you want to hit the ground running, you got to learn these things early. All right. So the poll is started, and if you think there's a different answer, put it in the chat. All right. If you think there's a different answer, go ahead and put it in the chat, and we will go from there. But I'm gonna leave that poll running. I'll check it throughout the night, and then at the end of the night, we will review. We'll check the results, and we'll go from there. All right. And maybe in the future, I can make it a little bit more interactive based on the votes or something. I don't know. I have to see what options I have. All right. So that is that. All right. So now 7:52. All right. Cool. So let me read the chat. Okay. So we have Mr. Don says, evil hacker, good hacker, or a good hacker that knows how to be evil. And that one gets a... I guess it's in the eye of the beholder, Don. And Don also says, Fist of 5 during a retro is my favorite. Side note, don't Google Fist of 5. You may get not safe for work content. Yep. See what I have to deal with? And Don also says, if it's not in the spec, it might be an enhancement request. If it's a spec item fails, it is a bug. Very, very true. But guess what? I'm not going to be going back and forth with the developers or the product owner about it. I'm like, all right, that's what you want. Cool. Let's take it to production, and it's documented. And if it becomes a problem, we'll just pull it into the next sprint. We'll fix it, and we'll push it forward. There's no need to argue. Let's just build dope software. And one of the things about like if it's not in spec, it might be an enhancement request. In BDD, right? One of the principles of BDD is that how does it go? It's not a bug, it's a feature request, right? Something like that. It goes something like that, right? It's not a bug, it's a feature request. Because in BDD, right, behavior-driven development, if it is not carefully mapped out, right, of like, this is what we want, this is what we want, this is what we want, and like you kind of build it exactly to what the user story says, right? And if you want something to work a particular way, then you have to write it out that way as well. So just putting it out there. So shout out to Don for his amazing insight as always. And Don says, yup. All right. So next topic of discussion. All right. So let's call this real quick real talk. All right. And this could probably be a candid conversation, but I probably touched on this in candid conversations many times, right? But I want to talk real quick about our poor decision making. When I am walking through the beautiful streets of LinkedIn, looking at the levels of stupidity sometimes and of toxicity that has infiltrated this platform from the Twitters, from the Facebooks, from the Instagrams and everything like that, to have that negative mindset to like I said on Monday's video of entitlement and I'm owed something and whatever, right? So then when I start looking at profiles and stuff like that of the people who might be saying stuff or who might be looking to make a transition and stuff like that, and I see that a lot of people use college as a drug, right? And they feel some kind of high by going through the process of college and everything like that, instead of using college for its true purpose and intention of getting information and knowledge that you couldn't really get somewhere else, right? So then, or they use college to satisfy their hobbies, right? Like, and it's weird to me because I, the whole idea of it's like it's like I should get a soundbite for this, but it reminds me of Cartman from South Park. It's like I do what I want, right? So we go to college to do what we want, and then we end up majoring in these majors that it's just about impossible to get a position in that, and it's like wishful thinking, right? Might sound mean, but it is what it is, right? And then so I'll be looking through LinkedIn and I'll see people. They're in school, like they went to college, right? They got a bachelor's degree or whatever, a master's, whatever the case may be, right? It might be in fashion, right? It might be in journalism. It might be in political science. It might be in international studies at prestigious universities, right? And then they have these high GPAs and they brag about, oh, I got a 4.0, I got a 3.7, I got this, I got that. Oh, I got honors and everything like that, right? And it's like, okay, cool, but what are you going to use it? Like, what is that GPA going to do for you? Reminds me of the Kanye West, the College Dropout album, where little Jimmy's, his dad's degrees and diplomas were keeping him warm at night because he didn't have any blankets to buy, right? With those degrees, right? So the point that I'm making, right? College is not a bad thing. It's how we use college, right? So now what happens is we go like let's say journalism, political science, international studies, whatever, right? Fashion, right? So now if you're lucky, you're going to end up getting a job that you hate, right? So and after you get that job that you hate, right? And just to make sure this is how much you hate it.
I hate it here. I want to go home.
That's what you're saying, right? Like you're in this job and it's not what you majored in. It's just whatever you can get, right? And you hate it and you complain about it every day. So now that you're in this job that you hate, right? You say to yourself, "Oh, I got an idea. I saw somebody on YouTube or on LinkedIn or whatever say, oh, they went from $40,000 a year to $400,000 a year in 6 months. I wonder what I can do, right?" So then you're like, I don't know. I don't even have a soundbite for this nonsense, right? So what you're like, so now you're like, I wonder if I could take a 6-month boot camp to learn the most complicated topics in STEM, right? And if you're not familiar, STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, whatever, right? You want to take the most complicated topics in STEM and you want to get it done in 6 months. And then you expect to make the salary of someone who's with 10 years of experience, right? Is that what we're doing? So you spend the 4 years on your hobby and you rack up countless amounts of student loan debt. And then you get you're fighting with high school students for their jobs. And then you're like, okay, I need to make a change. I want to learn the most complicated things in a 6-month boot camp. And I want to make 400K. I want to 10 times my income in 6 months. Does that make any sense? So now I want to show you something real quick, right? I want to show you something. So Hold on. Hold on. Yo. Mm. Gotta get the screen up. Mm. Oh, Jesus. All right, hold on. Annoying. Mhm. Well, this was going to happen either way. So give me a second to get that up there, and we will do that. And we will go here. No, we're going to go here. Well, it is what it is. All right, cool. So we are go like that. Cool. All right, so let's transition to our shared screen. And I'll fix the other one afterwards. But here we are, right? Let me this a bit. All right. So what I want to show you here, right? And I'm not trying to be mean. Well, maybe I'm trying to be a little mean, right? But sometimes being mean is what is going to open your eyes, right? So and let me zoom in, right? So you want to major in political science, right? For your degree. I can get the same amount of political science knowledge in maybe about, let's see, 5 hours, 6, 16, 26. In about 26 hours for 12, 12, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 12 times 4, 48 for about, so $48, right? I'll have your 4-year degree, right? And about 30 hours, right? While you go and you spend $100,000 on a political science degree that you're not going to find any use for, unless you are going to use that to as a prerequisite to become a lawyer. That's different, but most people don't, right? Makes no sense to me, right? Or maybe you want to go into fashion. So $13, $14, $13, right? There goes your fashion degree right there. Well, what is it like? Why are we going to the prestigious universities to get into debt that we can't pay back for jobs that we can't get? Like, I'm a probability based person, not a possibility based person, right? And then they tell you, oh, go and chase your dreams and everything like that. And you never know what might happen. Well, that's the problem. You never know. And what we do know is 99.9% of the people who chase these type of dreams are going to fail and fail miserably. And then they're going to be standing in line, protesting for student loan forgiveness and all of that good stuff. And then they want me to help pay for their bad decisions, right? Nope, doesn't work that way, right? And then lastly, what's this one? Journalism, right? How to be a journalist, complete guide to journalism. 3 hours, $11.99. Learn from Dan Rather, right? 4 hours, $11.99. Investigative journalism, $11.99. Journalistic writing, how to write great journalistic copy, $12, right? Certificate course in journalism, $12. All of this stuff, right? You can be a TV talking head pundit, right? Or you can do it on YouTube, whatever the case may be, right? Whatever the case may be, right? You have all these at your fingertip. But you do it in reverse, right? And that's the reason I say that we are so backwards. We are backwards because what do? Like I said, we go after our hobbies and we pay a lot of money for it. And then when we actually want to get into the jobs that are going to sustain you, pay you, and everything like that, we want to do it in a 6-month boot camp for the most complicated topics. How many people fail, like they drop out of college when they're trying to do like computer science and stuff like that because it's complicated, but we say, you know what, I can do it in 6 months though. Makes no sense to me. All right. Now, the worst part, and before I wrap this part up, the worst part to me is that we don't do any better with our kids. We let them follow in our exact same footsteps, the same bad decisions that we made. We let them go and make those bad decisions because you know what? They're their own person. They can do what they want. We don't give them any guidance. And then we wonder, why are we losing? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why do we continuously keep making and then we don't even prepare our kids? Like we don't guide them. We don't say, oh yeah, like this thing that you want to do, not a good idea. You can still do it, but don't bank on it, right? Have a number one and then, enjoy your hobbies. Pay for them to play football or sports or whatever like that. But have them do something that's going to sustain them, something to fall back on. I'm telling you, my kid, he's already we're already reading to him engineering type books. And very soon as he can read or something, if that, he's already pressing keys on the computer. He's gonna be coding soon, right? Thinking, developing, all of that good stuff. All right. We put them in the same position that we were in, right? We got to do better. We don't give them any guidance, any direction. It's just based on our feelings and their feelings, and it can't work like that. All right. So we have to make a change, right? And that change starts with the person in the mirror. Right? Because I do not want to hear you say,
I'm in a bind, Nate.
I don't want to hear that. All right. I don't want you to be in a bind any longer. Okay. So let's move on. So hopefully you hear me. If not, keep listening and maybe you will one day. All right. So let's get going. Let's do this. I haven't done this for a while, but let's get some energy.
Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please.
All right. Now, where's my drink? I'm going to bring in LinkedIn. And then we will continue with our implementation. Oh, yeah, by the way, I have been sampling out this week, going live a few days in the morning. We've been reviewing some news on LinkedIn articles. I do plan to move my I do plan to use the morning time as well to do some challenges, probably starting next week. And I'll probably move the Chaos Camp challenges to that. I need to talk to Don about some stuff we're going to do on Chaos Camp. And Don, I did not forget about your challenges that I need to write. I just been busy this week. I am going to get it to you. Do not stop putting so much pressure on me, Don. Stop it. All right. So let's get to it. Okay, let me bring in LinkedIn. All right. It is time to bring in LinkedIn. And we are going to do that. I'm going to go here. See if I see them. There we go. And I'm going to go live on LinkedIn. All right, we are live on LinkedIn. I'm going to go live on LinkedIn. They always started off with the sound on. All right, so we are live on LinkedIn. Welcome to the show, LinkedIn. We have brought you in right before we started our implementation because all the stuff that's before that is exclusively on the YouTube channel. So if you want to hear talking about the poor decisions that we make, go and check out the YouTube channel. If you want to hear about the first principle of the Agile Manifesto, go and check out the YouTube channel. It is youtube.com at Tech Coach Ralph, and you can see all the amazing content that we drop on a daily basis there. But I like to leave LinkedIn for the work, all right? For the work. Therefore, we are going to get started. And before we do that, let me take a look at what Don had to say. Don, do I have to kick LinkedIn out for now? Let's see. Don says, I went to Stanford. I want my beanbag, laptop, 200K salary, but one day of real hard work, they break out in zits and ask to go to a sleep pod. And you know what? To be honest with you, Don, about that comment is that's one of the things that worry me about a lot of the people who say, oh yeah, I hear like you can make X amount of dollars in the tech field and everything like that. But when that call comes in at 3:00 in the morning that everything is down and you got to go and figure out the run book on how to do this and how to do that, are they going to wake up? If you're in the chat and you're looking to transition into tech, are you willing to be on call? Are you willing to wake up at 3:00 in the morning to save your company? Right? That's pretty much it. Like get things fixed, right? Because you're gonna be on like the more you make, right? The more responsibility. Like you might not have as much work as somebody who's making less, but the level of responsibility that you have a greater weight on your shoulder. You are responsible for more things. So, are you willing to wake up in the middle of the night? Right? To take accountability, to take the pressure that comes with it. All right. So think about that. All right. Cash me outside. How about that? And Don, he forgives me for taking so long. He says, it's all good. Work be crazy sometimes. Thank you, Don. I appreciate it. You know what, Don, you're going to get one of these.
I appreciate you.
All right. So, you know what? Let's stop keeping LinkedIn waiting for so long. Let's get to work. So, last week, where we left off was we went through the Lego site, right? Remember, per Cafe Corner is Lego, not Legos. My bad. I will always apologize for that, for my ignorance towards the Lego industry. But went to the Lego site. We automated using Cypress, which I thoroughly enjoyed using Cypress, I must say. But we automated using Cypress, and we went to we navigated to the homepage. We added we went to the 1.5 to 1.5 age group, and we added items to the cart, and then we went to like the checkout page, right? Like right before you get to the checkout page. So what we plan to do this week is I have two things I want to do. I want to see if I can get the page object model implemented in Cypress in Java. Last week was my first time using Cypress. One of the and it's like the third time, actually like the third time using JavaScript for automation. The first time was testing out Codecepts IO, like for the AI and automation thing, and then using Playwright, right? So and then last week was Cypress. So we're gonna continue with that. And let me go ahead and pull up the Lego website. Oh, and before we go on, right? On the live show, on the Q&A show, Damien showed up in the chat. Shout out to Damien. And he was asking about like QA testing in gaming and building gaming and stuff like that. And we're able to I found a course on Udemy that it could get you started, on building stuff and learning how this stuff works. And then you can apply the testing concepts to it. And then you go from there, right? It's a great starting point. So shout out to Damien for being interactive in the chat and asking us questions and not being shy and not being hesitant to get what he needs done. All right. So shout out to Damien. All right. So let me close out these things. And I need to fix the other computer. Hold on, the other screen. So let me go here, go there, go there. And all right, we will do this. Mm. All right, give me a second here. Go. And we're going to show the screen. Cool. And I'm going to move this down over here and make it a little smaller. Perfect. All right, cool. Here we are. So on the screen, we're going to have our website, which is the Lego website. And let me hide my coupons. And on this site, we are going to have our web store. All right. And what I'm going to do first is the work from last week. I am going to put it in a Git repo. That's good enough. And initialize empty repository. And I'm going to say git status. And we are going to, I think node modules should be in the git ignore file. Let's see if they do it for you. I have to do it myself. So let's do new file dot git ignore. And I want to add that, and I want to have node modules inside the git ignore, because I don't want this to be pushed up to I don't want this to be in my repo, because when you install the package, it should do all of that for you. All right, so we are going to have that, and I'm going to do a git status. And inside my git status, you see I no longer have my git repo or my node modules in there, right? I just have my idea. What's inside of the idea? I don't know, but we have, actually, I'm going to add that too. So let's do dot idea. And now if I do get status again, shouldn't have it, right? So I just have my Cypress config, my Cypress, my package lock, and my package, and we have our so we have the to do in there, and we have our Lego, right? So there goes that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, see, what branch are we on? We are on, let me see, should be on the master branch or the main branch, I guess. On main branch. All right, see, on branch main. So let's commit that. Git add git commit, and we are going to say basic automation using Cypress of Lego website. All right, so here we are. And now I'm going to create a new branch. Git checkout. And another thing, if you are not familiar with Git, right? Let me put our timer up. If you're not familiar with Git, I highly recommend that you get familiar with Git, right? And we are, so let me just finish and then we're going to start the timer, right? So Git checkout dash B for branch. And there are so many resources that will help you learn Git as well. So highly, highly recommended. Even I should be getting better at Git. So we're going to call this branch Cypress page object refactoring live stream. All right, so now we're on that branch and we can make changes and not affect what we did last time. All right, so on this screen, I'm also going to open up the Cypress documentation. And we're going to go here. Go here. Guess that's good enough. All right. And we are going to start our Cypress server. I think it's npm start Cypress. Let's see. Nope. Not that. What is that command? Getting started. So opening the app. It is. Okay, it's just npx Cypress open. Right, so let's do that over here. All right, so we're getting Cypress open, and here it goes. It is now open. And we want our end-to-end test. And here, and open up a new browser. And it moved it over here. So here we are. And this is our test. So let's run it from last week, right? See what happens. Going to the Lego, and like I said, we always like to run. I'm gonna start the clock, right? So we're gonna say
It's time to do.
And you see the beauty of automation? Like, we wrote this test a week ago, and we just went back and we clicked on it, and it's going through doing all this stuff, right? I think that stupid pop-up, which is something that we have to take into account, right? Because when you see that overlay that it's talking about right here, when you are automating a site, you might have to deal with these overlays, right? I remember doing it with Selenium. We wrote a method that on a separate thread that was always polling, like maybe every 5 seconds, that if we get some random pop-up to dismiss the pop-up. So but yeah, we'll get into that, right? So what we're gonna do now is what's the first thing I want to do? I want to. So let me tell you what we're going to be doing tonight. Let's go with. So the plan is going to be to. We are going to go on for 20 minutes, right? I probably have two 20-minute segments tonight. We're going to do 20 minutes where we're going to, the implementation goes, right? Get a count of all the products on the page. We're going to generate a random number between 0 and the count of the products. And you're going to use that random number to click on that product and add that item to the cart, like the current steps. But we want to choose a random item in the list, not just the first one all the time. And then we are going to refactor our test to use the page object model. But I might start at the bottom because the refactoring might be the easy, like using the page object model might be the easy part. And then we can spend the rest of the time that we have doing the count. All right. So, and then during our 5-minute breaks, we are going to look for QA, SDAT, release engineering positions in Columbia, South Carolina. All right, so shout out to Drew. All right, so let's get to it. All right, let me see. We are doing here. And so first thing I'm going to look up is, because I have absolutely no idea how to call in. I mean, I have an idea, but I haven't done it in like a year. But how to call in that, how to do the page object model in JavaScript and how to call in like a module or something like that. So we are going to search for page object model Cypress. And we are going to use them instead of application actions. You can easily use page object in Cypress. A typical page object class is a sign-in page. All right, so let's see what this is. I don't know what application pages are, but let's see. Page objects. All right, so this is what we need. And then we're going to, export default sign-in page. And then we're going to import. Okay. Import from there. Scribe. Okay. Page object proms. So what we can do, let's go with the page object, and then maybe in a week or two, we can take a look at this application actions thing, and we'll read through what they believe the problem is with the page object model. But because that is our plan for tonight, and that's what I'm most familiar with, we will use the page object in Cypress to get that done. All right. So class, and then all of that. So let's take a look at here. So we're going to say, we're going to have a class for the home page, and we're going to do, so let's go to this screen, and we're going to do, new JavaScript file. We're going to name that, we don't need to see this down here, actually. We're going to name that new directory, and we're going to call that POM for page object model. And we're going to say a new JavaScript file. We're going to call that home page.js. And we're going to add that to our Git, and we're going to say class home page. Open that up. And I'm just looking on the other screen, so don't mind me. So we're going to say, so let's do it like this. I'm going to open up this one. And so that way we can see. Let me see if I put it here. Yes, you can still see. All right, perfect. So we're going to say, let's go to the top of this one right here. So we're going to leave this here because I like this to be in the before. Just my personal preference. If you think that it shouldn't be, please don't hesitate to tell me why. But we are going to say, click on the continue button to go to the Lego page. Go to lego.com. And so this is when you're choosing where you want to go. And we can add that as part of the home page. So we're going to say based on there. So we're going to do, copy this whole thing. And we are going to say, all right, so we're going to take this actually. Be part of the page object model. So we can have the page object. We're going to say get continue button to Lego main site. All right. And we're going to say here, boom, right? Now we're going to do that again for the next one. Accept cookies. Get accept cookies button. Like that. And we're going to say here. So now I'm going to create. So this one is going to be part of the nav page object. So here I'm going to say click continue button to go to Lego main site. This is typically how I do my page objects in like Python and Java when I'm doing Selenium. I'm going to say console.log. Or was there one specifically for Cypress? I don't remember. Let me see. Let me see. I guess not. But if there is, because it's the page object, we can just go back in here and change it. So console.log and click the continue button to go to Lego main website. And we're going to do get dot click. Can I do that? I should be able to do that. Let's see here. Get continue button to. So let's see on their documentation why. And like I am constantly referring to documentation, right? So fill email side dot get. Well, okay, so get email error, get password error, fill password. Oh, I guess I could do that within there. Let me see. What we're going to test this out because your void function return value is used. Okay, I got to put return values. Okay, so my bad. So return. Because they're gets. Yeah, so that makes sense. Return. And now this should be good. So now we can go to. So let's start with this, right? We're not going to go any further. We're going to try to run this. We're going to update this here to say, all right, you don't see what I'm doing, right? But we're not going to go any further with this. We're going to update this to import this homepage JS, and we are going to run the test to see what happens. All right. So we are going to go to. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do import homepage from, and then the path to that to that file, and go from there. Okay. So let's do that. We are going to go to import home page, or I think it's just home page. We named it home page from dot, or it's not dot, it's just POM/homepage. All right. So now that we got that, right, now we are going to go to, now we're going to execute, we're going to do this line, right? Constant home equals new homepage, and then we're going to do home dot click the continue button. All right. So let's go. So I like to do it. I don't know if I could do it in here. I don't know if I could do it in here, so I'm just going to do it in here for now, right? We only have one test anyways, and we can continue. So I'm going to call this instantiating page objects, right? So this is going to be const home equals, and then new home page. All right. And now we're going to go down over here. We're going to say home dot and that's going to be click continue button to go to Lego main page. So now we can get rid of that one, right? So now let's before we do that, right? Look at the difference between this, right? If you read this, what, like, does this tell you anything? What are you supposed, like, this doesn't tell me anything, right? I would need to look at this right here, right? But with this one, home dot click continue button to go to Lego main site. So we don't, let's say we get rid of this, right? I don't need this comment over here because my method name is the source. Jesus. So let's go back. So what I did was, so after the import, right, I said constant home equals home page, right? And then I went to, what I did was I said home dot click continue button, right? And what I was showing you is here, which one is, if all you had was this line, right? You don't even have this line, right? If all you have is this line, would you know what it's doing? I wouldn't, right? I'd be like, it's clicking on some age. I'm trying to guess what the action is based on the data test. Age gate grown up call to action. I have no idea what that means, right? However, with this method name, the way that I've named it, click continue button to go to Lego main website. I know exactly what's going on. So, and this is why I like the page object model. I am curious to see what they mean by application actions, but having amazing method names, because I've seen some terrible method names, right? And that's why I advocate for you to have great method names. Okay, because now with this method name, this becomes my source of truth, right? This is my source of truth now. I don't need this comment anymore because I am depending on my method name to direct me like what is going on in here, right? So now we do the same thing for this click OK to accept cookies. Like this one, because the data test is kind of descriptive, cookie accept all, right? But sometimes the developers, they have these weird names, right? So if I do home dot click, did I do that one already? Let's see. I didn't do that one yet. All right, so let's say click accept cookies button, and I do this dot get accept cookies button dot click, right? And now I go here and I say accept cookies button. I don't need this anymore because my method name is telling me exactly what I'm doing. All right, so now I don't even need this. So very easy to read, very easy to understand. What we're going to do is we are going to check our Cypress. Let's see. Here. Okay, so and let's go over to Cypress. And it fails. Let's see why. It says not found. Did you mean? Okay, I can change that real quick. Let's see what happens. So this is our first time doing this, all right? So it says, did you mean .pom? Let's see what happens with that. And there we have it. I just changed it to the recommendation .pom, and here we are. So you can see that we got past that and how clean the code is. Okay, so let's keep going. We are zooming through this. All right, so now I'm going to create another page object, which I'm going to call that. Create another JavaScript file, call that navigation.js. I want that to be up here. And I'm going to say class navigation and open this up. And I'm going to say, we are going to, so while I'm here, I'm just going to add this right quick, right? Import navigation from POM navigation. All right. And then we are going to say const nav equals navigation. All right. So we just add that in here right now. And now let's keep going. So we got this done already. So click on the shop to open the shop menu. So we're going to copy this. And we're going to say get shop link in navigation. Open that up. And we can, I remember I spoke about this last week. What we can do after we get this to work, we will go back and follow the agile principles of getting it to work and then making it better. So we're going to go here and we say return. And then what I want to do, I don't want this here like that. I'm going to go, come on. All right, so we have that. And we have that. So now we're going to say, we have another one down here.
Lunch break.
All right, we are on break. But let me copy, I'm going to copy this one real quick. And say get age to shop at, or to shop for. I don't need to say in navigation because this is the navigation one. So get age to shop for. And what I would do is pass the age as a variable, but not for now. We're just gonna do this real quick. So now let me change that. And boom. So we got that. And with that being said, we can take our break. All right. So I hope that you are having a great time tonight. And let's check the chat real quick. Let me put our 5 minutes up. 5 minutes. And my man, Damien, he says, very fascinating. I am fascinated as well because I am quite impressed by Cypress. So I am happy that you are having a good time. Let me pull up LinkedIn and start the job search. Let me see. Let's go to all right, cool. So we have our search up and we're gonna do now. Let's see what release engineers do and how much they get paid. Is what in particular a part of front end that you're referring to? The Cypress automation. I think that's what you're referring to. And if that's the question, then I would say yes. That is a big part of the front end because what we're doing is we're automating testing the front end, right? But Cypress does have some capabilities to test the API and stuff like that and the backend. One of the people that I coach, they took on a freelance project using Cypress, and I gave them a strategy to use the API to quickly facilitate some tests. But for the most part, it is a part of the like what we're testing is the front end of the Lego website. And a lot of times, like Selenium, Cypress, Playwright, those type of frameworks, they're primarily testing the front end. Great question, by the way. Great question. All right, so let's look at this release engineer. What is a release engineer in the first place? So I think the engineer releases. Thank you, Captain Obvious. All right, so seeking a Salesforce release manager with solid understanding of all the facets of domain release management, process design, optimization, schedule, policy, and stakeholder engagement. You will be the major liaison between application development and product for release management control. As a leader of the projects, you will manage and optimize the release process, including deployment tools and sandbox strategies. This position allows you to work with our clients, learn the cloud QNEC, and gain valuable experience to further your career.
Thank you for your patronage.
That's what Taco Bell says to you, Don. Thank you for your patronage. Don says he is a release engineer usually, but not always, after Taco Bell. Yo quiero Taco Bell. All right. So release engineer, what do? They develop, audit, monitor, and enforce established release management processes and policies in support of cross-domain configuration and integration, testing, and completeness and consistency. They provide support to domain-specific release management resources in a timely manner, coordinate release program activities and functions, ensure alignment. So what I'm reading from here is that they put the tools in place in order to handle the releases and stuff like that, but they don't necessarily have to do all the releasing. They can do it. They have the knowledge to do it, but they facilitate the process where they can make it available for the developers, the engineering team, etc., to be able to handle their own releases, but they make it possible, right? So what do they require? bachelor's degree or higher in computer science or a technical discipline, or, and it's a big or, equivalent experience. So what does that mean? It is not easy to get your fashion degree, in a bachelor's degree in fashion, and then take a 6 month.
Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
To get your fashion degree, bachelor's degree at a prestigious university, and then take a 6 month boot camp, hoping to land a 110K to 130K position as a release engineer without what? With no experience. So 3 years of experience in Salesforce and or software development with proven release responsibilities, proficiency in application development, release processes and tools, proficiency in comfort with MS Project, demonstrating ability to work, all of that good stuff. They would like you to have prior experience with VA, US government agencies, Salesforce certifications, Capado certifications, whatever that is, ITIL certifications in release management, project. That's asking for a lot, to be honest with you. But those are what they would like you to have. Yeah. And here's the thing, right? And here's why, for people like me, people like Don, a lot of the work that we do, it involves, like, although we are, like, it's not necessarily in our job description to be doing a lot of these things, we end up doing it anyways, right? So we could technically, if we wanted to, pivot into these things, right? So that's the thing I always try to tell you. You have to build up the experience. Okay? You have to build up the experience. And let's take a quick look at this one, because this one caught my eye. Website reliability engineer position, 100K to 200K, right? And design, deploy, and maintain serverless applications using AWS Lambda. That's becoming huge, with a focus on writing Lambda in server-side Swift. Manage and optimize our database operations, predominantly working with our DynamoDB to ensure fast and reliable access to data. Implement workflow automation using AWS step functions to streamline our process and enhance efficiency. I have to look into AWS step functions. Make a note of that. Maintain and update front-end and back-end aspects of our websites and web applications, ensuring they meet highest standards of performance and user experience, and a bunch of other stuff. Requirements: currently pursuing or hold a bachelor's degree in computer science or a related field, extensive experience with AWS Lambda, particularly writing Lambdas in server-side Swift. Hey Don, I think let's try to do a challenge where we create something with AWS Lambda. I think that'll be fun. Proficient in managing database operations with DynamoDB and creating automated workflows. And let's do something with AWS step functions as well. Willingness to serve as a 24/7 contact for production alerts with an additional stipend for off-hour responses. Like I asked earlier, are you willing to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Are you willing?
Message.
All right. So let's get back to work. All right. Let's get back to work. So I'm going to go back to full. And we are going to put another 20 minutes on the clock.
Let's go! Let's go!
And I'll probably just take the whole rest of the time. Maybe until because I have to go by like 9:20. And so that'll be the rest of the time. Let's see. And Don says, I've held positions as a site reliability engineer and DevOps, but always go back to what I love. Taco Bell. Oh, you said test. My bad. Oops, my bad. Don loves testing. And I love testing too, right? But I also love playing around with different technologies and Terraform and Cypress and all that good stuff, right? And Don says he will write a Chaos Camp test. Don, I think we have a meeting tomorrow. I really want to talk about Chaos Camp some more. So let's do that tomorrow, right? So let's get back to work real quick because I have about 20 minutes left before I got to go. And we still need to review our poll result, okay? So let's see these. Okay, so here we are. Okay. On-call rotation is painful. Yes, it is. Unless you don't get any calls, then it's not too painful. But if you get a bunch of calls and things are going haywire at 3 o'clock in the morning, no, I once got called by the CTO and his lawyer at 2 o'clock in the morning at many companies ago, not this current company. I don't think the CTO knows who I am yet. But anyway, let's keep going. All right. So we have this return and we're going to say, what we'll do next time, we'll optimize these a little bit better. And we'll probably get to that random thing next time. Let me get Dawn off my screen. All right, cool. So we're going to say click shop link. And we're going to say get shop link dot click and click age sub navigation sublink. And we're gonna say this click age sublink, or no, that's not what I want. Get age to shop for and click, and I want to add console dot log click age sub. And here, oh my God. Doing all this work and you're not even seeing what I'm doing. All right. So what I did was I added the click age sublink and the console text, and then I added the get shop link. And we're gonna go here and click shop link. All right, so here we go. And now we are going to update this down here. And I don't have to talk you through this whole thing again because you already saw it. So we're gonna do nav dot click shop link. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of that because we know exactly what we're doing. And tell me, how clean does that look? Like, Damien, if you're there, does that make sense to you? D, if you're still watching, does this make sense to you? Right? The way that we are refactoring this code to make it a lot cleaner, a lot more legible. Nav dot click. That's not part. Click H sublink. Right? I wonder why it's showing that. But okay, so here. And now we can get rid of this because we do not need that. Oh, okay. So I'm going to rename this, all right? Let's refactor this. So refactor, rename, click. Shop by age sublink. And we're going to refactor that. So now it goes here. Should have did that one, but. And Damien says he predominantly understands C++, but some things he understands, he gets because the structure is a bit similar. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? About like object-oriented programming is that you can like you might not know all the syntaxes of a different language, but you are able to understand what you are reading. You know, like and getting the syntax is just something that you'd have to do. You know, where is this thing? All right, cool. All right, so let's go to here. And let's see. So now we need one for 1.5. And this is where I would put in this is where I would do the pass that variable. I'll probably do it now. Let's do get age to shop for. And let's see if we do oh. Update this shop by age. And let me update this down here. Just cleaning up the code a little bit. And then actually, whatever. I can do how would I pass a variable to, let me see. I want to pass parameter to JavaScript function. That would be just a parameter name, I guess. Let's see what happens. So age and return. Oops. I want the one from down here. Copy. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I can do this. So here. And now I'm just spitballing a little bit. Don't mind me. But what I'm doing is I'm passing a parameter for age into here so that we can pretty much do different tests with different ages, right? We'll see if that works. So click age to shop for link or sublink. And we're going to pass the age to that. And we're going to go here and say console.log, click on age, link to shop for. I think this is going to work. This dot get age to shop for, pass age, and then click. Now, if we go and we update down here, and let's go here, we say nav dot click age to shop for sublink, and we're going to pass 1.5 plus. Now we should be able to just pass this parameter of 1.5 plus into here, and we shouldn't need this one anymore, right? So now when we're looking at this, click age to shop for link, and the age that we're shopping for is 1.5 plus, right? And that should work. So let's take a quick look at our Cypress thingy. And let's go to Let's see what happens. See if we can get to that 1.5. Why is it failing here? Go back to the specs. Kick that off again. So lego.com. And then we want to click on shop. Click continue button to go to, I wonder why that's happening. Let's do that. Fail to execute remove child on node to be removed. The node to be removed is not a child node. I don't know what that means. Let's see. So let's see what's going on here. When you go to the Lego website, it's supposed to click on the continue button, which it looks like it is. Let me see. Not found. Let's Google this real quick. Or maybe it's the time that it's taking. Failed execute. Let's see what this means. So that don't make no sense. Let me see something. Let me see if I comment it out. Let's see. Go back to, so I commented out in the code. Let's see if we go back over here, see what happens. Fails. So maybe it's not going back to it because it is like cached, right? Like it's already in the browser. Let's see. Let me go back over here and go here. Let's see. No, something's not right. Oh wait, so this is different. So shop link is not a function. So nav dot click shop link is not a function. So let's go and look at why that is. Click shop link. Click shop. Why is that not a function? Let's see. Might be something wrong with my JavaScript. Oh, maybe I need to put function in front of it. No. that what it is? And this is part of software explorations. Let's see here. I don't think it's that. So let's try to figure that out. Why is click shop link not a function? So let's look up over here. Let's see how these work. Function, my function. Let's see. Do we want to return? Let x equals 2 Celsius. Let's see here. If I was to put get h to shop for return. I don't want. Oh, okay. So this one. Let me see. Function. And this said it remove unused fill function. Let's go back to our documentation here and see what's going on. So, all right, sign in, submit. So sign in. Let's go to the sign in page. Oh, wait a second. Let me do this. This is very important in JavaScript, actually. Let's do that. And let's put our semicolons as well. Semicolon, 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 and semicolon. Let's do console.log. Console.log, and let's say click accept cookies button. All right, let's see here. So let's do that. And here, let's also go and put our semicolons. And we're going to export the navigation page too. That might be part of the problem, actually. I don't know if that's exactly what the problem is, but we shall find out. Okay. Let's see.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
No, that was correct, actually. So let's check out, before we wrap it up for tonight, let's check out the Cypress. It's still failing. But let's see where It still says it's not a function. I'm not sure why yet. Very disappointing. Let's look here for a second. Let me see. I must be missing something. So class, got that. Got that. We have these. Semicolon. Fill in email. Return this. So mine is like this, right? The click shop link is very similar to this one. Well, not exactly, but somewhat. Export default sign-in page. And export homepage. So here, sign in dot submit. And if we look here, that is interesting. Instance create click shop. Well, we are going to have to figure this out. Get shop link. Click shop link. Well, we will figure that out next week. We will do some homework and see why it is not finding finding this function, because if it was Python or Java, it would work perfectly fine. But new languages, new problems. Like Biggie said, more money, more problems, more languages, more problems. All right. So, well, let's see. Was it 9:20? Yep, it is time for us to go. But let's check the chat real quick. Damien, do not apologize. We all make typos, all right? And Don asks to Damien, do you play with Rust at all? And yeah, so I would say look into Rust. I haven't done anything with Rust, but it is, if Don is suggesting it, then make a note of it. Definitely check it out because it will be very, very helpful to your development. All right. So before we go, let's check out our poll results first. And we have, all right, going to end the poll. All right. So in our poll, right? Oops. Sorry. Well, you can write it. You can write in your vote, but I believe Rust is a computer language. Yeah. All right. So our poll results, right? It was 60% said sprint planning, 20% said sprint review, 20% said refinement and grooming, and 0%, 0% said daily stand-up. Well, are you ready for what I think it is? To me, all right? The daily stand-up is the most important meeting in the Scrum process. Why do I believe that the stand-up is the most important meeting? It's because if we didn't do it every single day of the sprint, then it wouldn't be important. But knowing what everyone is working on, knowing that we're all on the same page, that how the progress that we're making, sharing that every single day, about 15 minutes a day, right? 15 minutes. You see how the stories are that you're working on, and we have a good plan of action for the day, right? So that we can successfully meet our sprint goal. I believe that the daily stand-up is what makes an effective planning, an effective review, an effective refinement and grooming. So to me, personally, I think that the daily stand-up is the most important meeting, that you have to make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all working towards the same goal. And what's the best way to do that is to that daily debrief and planning for the day. The stand-up, right? It's like a mini planning, review, grooming, right? To make sure that we're all on track, we're all working towards the same thing. So I personally believe that the daily stand-up is numero uno. All right? So think about it. All right? Think about that and let me know what you think. Leave me a comment, right? Send me an email, whatever the case may be, and we will go from there. But that's it for tonight. If you enjoyed yourself, right? If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed the show and all that good stuff.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Is it? Is it? And Don says that I am correct and blockers are surface. Do you know how many times like we've had to like adjust and pivot, right? Don, I got a meeting to go to. I got a meeting to go to. All right. I can't stay around the whole night. I got a meeting in like 5 minutes. So I will hit you up on the other side, Don. But look at you got me. I tell you, I gotta get one of those lurking ones. Because good guy, he's just coming out of nowhere. Shout out to good guy. That's my boy right there. I love good guy. You want to do a 24-hour marathon, Don? All right. We're gonna work on that. All right. All right. And good guy says thanks for the stream. Thanks for being here, good guy. You are always appreciated. And Damien says thanks for the stream. I appreciate you for being here, Damien. It is amazing to talk to you.
I appreciate you.
And keep coming back because like the things that you're interested in, that's who we have here who can help you and guide you into where you want to be. All right. And Don says, we will send you Starbucks. Oh, thank you, Don. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. We the best.
All right. I got to get going. Let me wrap up. So if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live. Like the video, share the video with everybody, right? Share the video and let them come and get this work. Let them come and get this amazing content because
I mean, you know, all we do is win, man. You know that.
And we do not, and I repeat, we do not want to hear you say,
I'm in a bind, Nate.
no, we don't want to hear that. All right. So come and level up with us. Join the team, right? Join the team and come and win. But it's time to go. So until next time, folks, which next time is tomorrow morning, all right? So I will be up early tomorrow so we can do a short 30-minute stream about what's going on around the tech industry and the job market. So like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and we are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.